So my name is Steven. My company is Fuel by Faith Motorsports. I kind of specialize in prestigious detailing. Yeah, so Campbell Hausfeld had me try out these GSC tools. One of the first things I did notice about them is just the grips, picking them up. On the backside here, it's kind of a, I guess you'd call it like maybe a Santoprene or rubber grip, which kind of felt good, putting in your hand and everything. And I could definitely see, after using it for a while and stuff, you wouldn't have to worry about, losing grip on the tool. Yeah, so the tool I used the most was actually the random orbital sander. And the first thing that I did notice about this tool was the throttle control here, the speed control, how kind of firm it was. In other sanders I've used, that's typically really loose on, so if you're going along sanding and you bump that, it immediately throws off the speed and the power of the sander. And so that was a nice feature about that tool. My second favorite tool was actually the reactionless ratchet, just it not being a knuckle buster. Traditional ratchets, if you get in a bind and your ratchet catches, the first thing that goes is your hand, and it's usually into a frame rail or something like that. But with the reactionless ratchet technology that's in there, it just basically kind of skips around almost like an impact wrench and keeps delivering that power. The cutoff tool, I did like the guard, how it could swivel around. So if you were cutting at different angles or different positions, you could rotate that guard around. What I also liked about it and the die grinders was the trigger. It was kind of easier to maintain a certain speed. Like if you were die grinding something and you didn't necessarily want it full throttle, you can just change the position of your hand on that trigger and use about the same amount of force, and it ultimately will reflect kind of the speed of the tool. I did like using the drill. Keyless chuck, that's always a plus too, because most of the time you lose the keys to the chucks within a week's time or so, at least I do. So yeah, keyless chuck is always nice. Chisels are always fun to use. It had great power, hammered through different substrates, concrete, use a cutting bit to go through some exhaust parts as well. Overall, I did like the GSC tools. I was particularly fond of the kind of new direction that Campbell went in the colors. I choose Campbell Hausfeld tools, one, because they're an American company, and they've been in the business for, I think, over 170 years. So that has something to say about them. Besides being an American company and being around for over 170 years, just the value of the tool and the kind of passion and ingenuity that goes into the tool.